I know that my generation, like, we have a very shortened attention span, and
Thank you.
another thing that you mentioned is that we look for instant gratification, right? So do you think that this is affecting the way in which cinema is being made, and if the quality is going down because of it? And like, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't think quality goes down. In fact, it is. See, if you think your generation has ADD, then somebody 10 years younger than you has a worse form of ADD. So this is going to go on. So it was each one of our responsibilities to keep up uh, with newer modes of storytelling. Like there was this Malayalam movie called Thallumaala that I just saw on OTT, and after 15 minutes, I was like, what is this? You know, it was like, it really, like my brain was like, went on a fuse and went off, you know. Then I actually watched the movie, and like I know that this is like a serious watch, and I can't just like casually watch it. And I was see, the movies I don't review, I basically watch to catch up on just because I need to know what they're about. I thought I would just catch up on it, but then I realized this movie is actually very intricately constructed. So I had to watch it very properly, you know. So I sat and watched it once, and then I sat and watched it again for the way the screenplay was constructed. Because if I don't understand that movie or relate to it, then I'm not going to be able to 2-3 years down the line understand the kind of movies that are being made from people who are making a Thallumaala inspired movie. So I can't just say, oh, Citizen Kane, and then sit there and say, oh, I'm a great critic or whatever it is. You know, I have to always look forward, not backward, because those movies have come and gone. You know, I've had strange questions from some of my students, like, I don't like black and white movies. Well, fine. I mean, that's how you're trained. You cannot force somebody to watch black and white movies. I'm not going to be one Hector and say, oh, you're losing out on all the great, cinematographers of the past, James Wong Ho and all those people. Well, it's your loss. It's like, if you can't watch it, you can't watch it. Life is short. You watch what you like. But if you're serious about cinema and you're not watching black and white films for whatever reason, then there's a problem. So if that all depends on what is cinema to you. Is it just something to fill up 2 hours? Then you fill up those 2 hours with exactly the kind of movies that you want to watch. But if you're serious about it, if you want to be taken seriously about it, either because you're a critic or because you like talking cinema or something like that, then you have to know the traditions. You have to know where this is coming from. Like, you'll have to know that Orson Welles did not invent deep focus photography. It was already there in Grapes of Wrath that came a few years earlier, and that was a John Ford movie. So you like these things, just people just pluck out of air and put out on the internet, and then that becomes the truth. It's almost like a WhatsApp forward. You have to know what is the relation of how the history has gone and things like that. Because if you look at the minute I saw certain films, you can see that the reference has been this film, or this director. You can make that out. So that tradition is what keeps things going. And I'm saying that when you are saying attention deficit cinema, it's not that everybody's using smartphones these days. Okay,
true, yeah.
So everybody's like the attention deficit is not just you. My brain is being rewired as well as we speak. Like I'm getting more and more impatient. Reading books at one at a time. So I have to take more books and read less pages from each book, because instead of reading 30 pages from one book, I read 10 pages from 3 books. It's like that, because more than that, I'm not able to get into that thing. I would never do this, have done this 5-10 years ago, but I have to do that. Now it's like you have to be aware of this, but you have to be doubly aware that when the Thallumaala comes along or some other movie comes along that is now really playing with structure, you have to be on top of it if you want to be in this business. Because if you just say, oh, so stupid, so confusing, so gimmicky, or whatever it is, in the old days, they used to write such whatever clear screenplays, this, that, and all that. Sorry, boss, we're not in the old days anymore.
So as a consumer, I get your point of view, but as a filmmaker, do you think the trend is changing, or you don't think the trends are changing?
I think trends are changing. I think Thallumaala is our first TikTok kind of movie because it's conceived as so simple and so brilliant. Basically, the movie is about either how fights cause events or how events cause fights. Imagine making a movie out of this. The screenplay is mind blowing. It's like utterly mind blowing. That's why I said, I saw the movie once to just see it, and then second one to study it, because I was like, okay, so this loops back to this loops back to that. Oh, so this is planted here and then it pays off there. It's brilliant. It's one of the most exciting screenplays that I've seen, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So I think movies are going to change. I mean, the change will come in the form of newer filmmakers like these who are playing, and it's one of the year's biggest hits in Malayalam. It did some 70 crores or something like that. Okay. So which means the audience is responding to it. So I really think the form will also change in addition to this, but it also, the old guard will also continue. So you will have all kinds of movies being made. But at least the fact that Khalid Rahman did this was surprising to me, because when you see Unda or when you see any other movie of his, those are very classical screenplays. You don't expect this. Okay. This is like a shock when it comes from him. So when a director can reinvent himself so drastically, I think others will too.